Everything's beeping. Good morning, vlog. It is so early. Hi, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for being here. This is, I think, the third installment of the vlog. This is the official start to the third one. So hi, thank you for being here. It is currently 6:10 in the morning on a Tuesday. I know I left off last time saying I would start Monday night, but I did not want to film last night. We ended up just going to run errands and go to the grocery store. Where else did we go? The grocery store. I made a return. We got some exercise for Zippy, like training exercise, so that was good for her. But other than that, I just rotted on the couch and worked on my quilt placemat thing that I've been working on that I showed you a little tidbit of last time. And I read my book and I went to bed early. So not much to report on there. So I think this is probably a better start. It feels more natural to start early in the morning. I am an early riser. I'm slow to start, so I like to give myself plenty of time to get started before going anywhere or having to do anything in the morning. So this is a very normal part of my routine. Like I said, it's 6 o'clock now. I've been up for a little over an hour, put my makeup on for the day, of course, showered, not in that order, but we're feeling good. I just wanted to give you a couple updates on things before I was off for the day. And like I said, I think this vlog will be more of a homebody vlog. I don't have a lot of plans this week, like out and about, but I do have a lot of things I want to get done inside the studio here and then outside in the yard too. So we'll see how much gets done this week and when I decide to do it. So, but for starters, this is a very normal part of my routine. Not only is it like waking up early, but just having this dedicated hour from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. before I do all my morning chores, take care of the tortoise, make my lunch, feed myself breakfast, all those kinds of things. I am such an introvert and I need this 1 hour of dedicated quiet time because sometimes otherwise I don't get quiet time in my day. So that's really important to me. I spend this time either sewing, reading. Today I'm filming. I'm just, you know, usually it's sewing or reading, one of the two. Just to have some quiet time, get some things done on my personal to-do list that may not take priority once the day actually gets rolling. I just want to give you a couple updates on my quilt placemat thing that I'm working on. I also have a book to unbox and I think we have books to pick. I just recently signed up to be part of Aardvark's book club. So I have my first box here and I'm really excited. I've been waiting a while for it because the books themselves were kind of like backlogged. So it took a while to get to me. So I want to unbox that, talk about my quilt, pick out books for next month if I'm able to. I don't know if the book list is available at 6 a.m., but we'll see. I'm just gonna finish getting ready for the day and go off and do my little work thing and then come back at the end of the day and hopefully do something before I melt into the couch for the evening. So yeah, but let me show you my quilt progress that I'm making on this. I'm not really sure what the best angle to show you this as, being that it's dark outside and I can't really hold it up. But last time you saw this, I believe it was just this square here, I think, or maybe this was added on, I don't remember. I think it was just this square here. So since then I've added a couple more rows, as you can see, to make it this nice oval shape, and I have started quilting. I started quilting last night. So you can see we have some of the rows started. I actually quilted this twice. This quilting I started last night, but like 2 days ago, I had a different background fabric. It was this like kind of robin's egg blue, and I decided halfway through quilting it that I hated it, took all the quilting out, and started over. So this is like my second time quilting it, basically. But yeah, we're just doing some nice little swirlies, and it's pretty quick. I mean, this is like one single layer of fabric, and it's very small. So hopefully I will get this done maybe tonight, tomorrow morning, we'll see. But yeah, I can't wait to lay some tarot cards on this and throw some spreads, so it'll be fun. So that is the update on the quilt. This is a nice small project before I start my next like art quilt. It's just a nice little breather, so I'm excited for that to get done, and it's coming out just like I had hoped it would, so that's always good. That's a nice surprise when that happens. Thing I want to update you on is my current read. I'm still reading Mary by Nat Cassidy. I have less than 100 pages left, and things are developing. I'm really interested to see how this wraps up in the next like 70 to 80 pages that I have, but it's currently gone from, you know, questioning her reality like I mentioned last time, to now the tables have turned. Her role as a character has definitely changed, so I'm still enjoying it. It's not quite as unhinged as it was prior, but now it's kind of going into this more of like culty sphere, so I'm enjoying that. I love a good culty sphere, so I'm enjoying it. I'm excited for it to wrap up because it is a long book, and I am not the fastest reader. I think when I'm reading on like my Kindle, I tend to read a little bit quicker, but I only read for maybe 30 minutes at a time max when I sit down to read. So, or it takes me a little bit of time to like get through bigger books like that. I think that one's about 400 pages, and I've learned there are like rare exceptions to the rule, of course, but I've learned about myself that about 400 pages is good for me, and then anything longer than that I will start to lose interest. So yeah, wrapping that up, and hopefully we'll have it done this week. I'm sure I will. And then look who we have here. Aardvark book club box. This is so fun to see in person. I've never got an Aardvark book. So I'm ready to start this journey. Hopefully I can stick with it. This first book was one that I was wanting to read, and then they had the special edition for Aardvark, of course, so I was like, if there's any sign to sign up for Aardvark, it is now. Let's go ahead and open the box. Okay, book reveal. Nice. Oh, it looks awesome. So I only picked out one book this month, and this is the book I chose. The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling, which is kind of funny because my favorite bird is a starling, so that's very sweet and kismet. I was looking forward to getting one of the Aardvark bookmarks, but it says it's just a standard bookmark, and it says, please don't mind our haircut, we're regrowing our ears, and we're just in that awkward stage. Don't I know an awkward stage? So I guess we have that to look forward to for next month. And then here are all the books for this month, this June. Yeah, that's the box. So, oh my god, this is amazing. So I just took the jacket off. Look at how gorgeous that is. You know I'm a pink girl, so that's really fun. We have honeycomb, beehive, and nun energy based on the cover. So even without reading the description of the book, I was like, okay, this is probably up my alley. Sounds very fever dream-esque, and kind of like gives me like classic horror energy. So I'm very excited to read that. After I finish Mary, I think I will read this just to be in the spirit of the vlog and of Aardvark Book Club. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Because it is July 1st, I do just want to see if their Aardvark book picks of the month are available. This will be my first time doing this on the 1st, so I feel like that would be excited to see. I guess not. It's saying that my order's already been placed, so I think it's still from last month. It's still showing from last month. Oh, the app is still showing June 2025 for me, so I will be patient, I guess. I will be patient for my book picks for July, and I will show you what I end up picking when I do. It is 6:25 now, so I think instead of sewing, because I did a lot of hand quilting last night, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit a little bit, and then I will get into my morning chores, and I will try and check in before I head out for the day. No promises on that, just based on my timing, but I will try and check in. So if you see me in the next clip, it'll be either before I go to work or after I get back home. So it will be a surprise for us all. Surprise, it's me again. I am here. I had some time before I left to check in, so I wanted to just seize the moment and do that. It's been a couple hours. It's just past 8:30, so I do need to leave soon, but there is time to chat. I just wanted to share with you my perfume of the day before I headed out. I got a sample kit from Heretic Perfume. I got the Season of the Witch bundle, which comes with 5 of their sample perfume, or 5 samples of some of their perfumes, and I've been really excited to try them, and this is the one I was probably most excited to try. It's my first one by them that I'm giving a whirl. It is a Voodoo Lily, and oh my gosh, we need to do my nails this week too. Look at those things. The reason I was so excited for this one is because it has the frankincense, patchouli, incense notes that I love so much, but it cuts through it with a floral, which I thought would be a really fun mix, and I've heard great things about this perfume, so I was desperate to give it a try, and I'm pleased to say it does not disappoint. I love this. I feel like if I was a perfume, this would be me. It kind of reminds me of walking into like a Free People store in the summer. You know, it has that like incensey kick, but it's also really grounded with the florals. So it's a very like woody, but also floral perfume. I'm gonna try and get better at describing these scents. I have the notes pulled up too and prepared, because I figured that would probably help me describe this a little bit better for you. Top notes are frankincense, cedar, coriander, black pepper, geranium, and juniper. Middle is lily, blackcurrant, moroccan rose, and base is oud, patchouli, sandalwood, and styrax. So a lovely mix of florals and woods. It's incredibly spellbinding. I feel like my best witch self in this perfume, and Emily actually commented and asked what this was because she really enjoyed the scent too, and it's definitely very fragrant right now. I'm probably in the middle notes section at the moment. I've had it on for maybe 30 minutes, and yeah, it's delightful. So I'm super happy with this. I will be interested to see how this lasts throughout the day, and I have like 5 more samples to try, so it should be fun to give everything a whirl and see what appeals to me the most. And then the very last thing I want to mention is I did get pick out my aardvark books too, since 6 o'clock this morning. They released around 8 o'clock, so I think that should probably be our goal moving forward, is to check around then. But this is my first time picking out books like on the drop day, so I was really excited about it, and I did end up getting 3 books actually. I got Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen, House of Beth, Carrie Cullen, which is a new release, and then Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. So I'm excited to get those. I will keep you posted on as I finish Mary, and then we work on our next book. So a lot of reading happening at this moment, and it's all new stuff for me, which is always the best kind of reading. That's all I wanted to update you on before I headed out for the day. I will be back this evening. I have a couple things on my to-do list that I would like to get accomplished, so I will take you along with me, and until then I will catch up with you then. So all right, talk soon. Bye. Vlog, welcome back to Tuesday. I am back from my long day. I'm here. I've just arrived home. I've been home for like 5 minutes, and I just want to get this project done. So we're in the backyard and we are going to do it now. Remember in the first vlog when I said I was going to replant my tortoise's garden box a couple days after I was done filming that one segment of me repotting plants? To no one's surprise, I still have not done it yet. It's been now probably a week and a half since that clip was filmed, so that is my bad. In my defense, the reason I haven't done it yet is because it is so stinking hot here in North Carolina right now. It's not even the dog days of summer yet, and it is like pushing 90 to 100 degrees every single day. And even right now it is 89 degrees outside, but the humidity is down, so it's actually a lot more tolerable. So I'm going to do it now while I have the energy, while I have my camera, and you know, just to hold myself accountable, because I need this to be producing food for my tortoise, and got to do right by him, obviously. This is the current garden box setup. It's just right on our back deck, and it's a nice big cedar box. We got this from Costco. It's self-watering. It does all the good stuff. But as you can see, I've completely harvested almost everything in here, and I have not watered it for a long time. So it is in much need of a reset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these plants out and then plant seeds or lay down seeds and then put some soil on top. So it really is going to be super easy. It didn't take me that long at all. I've just been putting it off. I will be back in the next clip while we get this started. So let's waste no more time. Let's do it. All right, as I suspected, that took like 5 minutes, if even. So I'm so glad that that's done. It doesn't look like much now, but I will keep you posted on how it grows over the next couple of weeks. I think last time I started seeing sprouts after a couple of days. So yeah, we should have good veggies for Eunice pretty soon. And that seed mix that I showed you, I actually just picked up from the place where I got Eunice. So Tortoise Supply is my tortoise supplier, my seed supplier, my herb supplier. They do a lot of great work. Garden box has been really nice this summer so far, and I'm kicking myself for not planting it sooner, but old habits die hard, as they say. So. Hey vlog, it has been a few days. Just want to check in and say hi. I am not working today and I have a lot of things I would like to get done today. It is already almost 1 o'clock, so it's a little behind. Like, I already feel like I'm behind schedule. I'm like one of those people that, like, if I'm not doing stuff by 9 a.m., I feel like my day is already gone. And I know that's not true, but that's just the propaganda I'm telling myself in my head. So I have a laundry list of things I'd like to accomplish today. But first of those is there is this shirt behind me. This is a shirt that I thrifted, and it's just like a little white cotton top from Levi's originally. And I love this shirt. I don't wear white very often, but I would love just a cotton, like, billowy top moment. The only problem with this is that it's kind of oversized on me. It's a large and it's a little long for my taste. So I want to hem it with you guys. And I thought while we hemmed things, we could just chill and yap and I can update you on worldly stuff, personal stuff, all that kind of stuff. Just a lot of stuff. I have my iron going right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin this up. I think I'm just going to roll it. If you can see, it has like a pretty thick hem as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it once and then roll it again, I think, just to like give it a good 2-inch hem. I'm going to do that and I'm going to hand sew it. I could sew this on my sewing machine, but I want to yap and just kind of have like a little bit more of a personal touch to it. So I'm going to hand sew this with some fun pink thread, I think, and then yeah, we'll move on to like whatever else is that I need to do today, which I will get into in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping for now and pin this up and then iron it, and I'll be back when we're ready to hem. It's been a few minutes and I'm back, and I switched up the angle because earlier, like 30 minutes ago, I was having a meltdown about how I looked on camera, and then I decided I needed to have some lunch, and now I'm back and I'm still feeling that way a little bit. But if I'm going to be hand sewing, I don't want to be sitting away from my desk. I sew better when I have like a tabletop to work with. So I decided to prioritize functionality over my own self-perceived notion of how I'm looking in a camera. I've hemmed my shirt, well, pinned it, ironed it and pinned it, and this length is a lot more appropriate for me. I think it would look really cute with some low-waisted jean shorts or a low-waisted skirt that I have, just to show a little mid-drift. I never thought I would be into low-rise again, but here we are. I actually think it looks a lot better on my body type versus high-waisted things, which, like, never thought I would be in this position, but, you know, trends, man. So I have a couple different threads I want to work with. I love the DMC size 8 thread, the pearl cotton specifically. It's not really thread. So it's a little bit thicker. It's what I use for quilting. It's what I use for appliquing. It's what I use for sewing pretty much of anything. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to choose from the threads that I was previously working with just because I have a bunch of new thread that I ordered and like restocked on, but I don't want to break into those yet. I want to be, you know, conscious and using what I already have. So that's like already have that's open. I have this pretty mint green. This is like, if you couldn't tell, this is like my favorite color. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. I love this in pink right now, and also just like a light purple. So we could use this one. We're so leaning towards one of these guys. There's 2 shades of pink. I'm not sure how they're gonna read on camera. They're looking very warm in my viewfinder. They're looking very like peachy orange, but they are pink. So this one's more of just like a true pink, and then this one's like a warm verging on neon coral, I'll say. This one's more peachy. So I have that one, and then I am also thinking about using this like lavender purple one. I've made my choice. I'm gonna do the one that's like verging on neon. It's the pinky coral one. I think that one will just be a little bit more unexpected, and I love that color. So that's what we're gonna do. I have my sewing needle that I'm currently working to the bone. This is a milliner's needle. I'm not sure what brand this one is because I have an assortment of needles that I'm using right now, but this is just the one that I'm liking at the moment. So we're gonna use this, and then get to hand sewing. Unfortunately, you won't be able to like watch me hand sew in this angle, but we're going to be yapping anyway, so I don't really think seeing me do this stitching is gonna be the most entertaining part of the yapping, probably. Maybe I'm not that interesting to listen to. I don't know. What I'm gonna do for this hem is just a running stitch on the upper part of the hem and the lower part of the hem, so it'll be like two parallel, as close to parallel as we can get. All right, so it'll start to look like that. So very simple, very cute. I'm not really in the creative space, I feel like, to do a more decorative stitch, but even just hand sewing, I think, is, you know, a laborious endeavor in and of itself. So let's just keep our wins where we can find them, you know? Last time we talked, I think it was Tuesday, when we redid the garden box and just had a really chill evening. I think I filmed me making a snack and doing some quilting and catching up on Love Island, all those kinds of things. So a very low-key day there, and I haven't touched base since then. It's currently Friday, and that means it's the 4th of July. And if you want to know what I think about the 4th of July, it is a big one of these. Big one of these. In the United States, and times are currently like more terrifying every day. So yesterday, this bill that's been having a lot of chatter the last several weeks passed, unfortunately, and it, you know, just not only is it passing horrible and devastating and disappointing and really saddening, but the fact that it was like the day before the 4th of July too just felt like an extra gut punch. And yeah, I mean, I'm really sad for everybody that it will affect, and, you know, those that don't know it yet, that will affect, like how it will affect them, how they will be affected. It's a really disheartening time to be here on this timeline, and it's been pretty nonstop since the beginning of 2025. There's a lot going on at the moment in the greater grand scheme of like the world, and when I'm sitting here like hand sewing a shirt and complaining about how I am like perceiving myself in the camera lens, it all feels very arbitrary, but I think two things can exist at once. And, you know, I can be devastated for my country and also just like have my own personal experience. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Have my own personal experience on top of that. And that's basically what I have been, and a lot of my, you know, people that I surround myself with have been also saying. It's just like, you gotta like take time for yourself to like make room for your own feelings, and then also like hold space for everything that's going on around you. And it often is like very overwhelming, and I feel like I can't keep up with the news, and I might not know what to do with all that grief, but talking about it and not being silent and making sure that my voice is like out there and people know how I feel about it is really important to me, and nothing's gonna stop me from doing that. So yeah, we're most certainly not celebrating the 4th of July in this household. This morning, we just proceeded as normal. We took Zippy out for a long walk. I took some footage of that, so I'll just include it here. She was a pretty good girl. She went with me to work earlier this week, so she's had a busy week for her. She just gets so much training when she's with me all day, and, you know, the people that I work with also love to be around her. It's just everybody kind of wins in this situation, so it's fun to have some bonding time with her. But we went on a beautiful little walk this morning, and then today was day 4 for my hair wash day, so I really needed to wash my hair, and I did that, and this is it in its current state. It's probably like 95% damp, so that's kind of why I had like a delay in my usual schedule, because I don't really go on those morning walks. But obviously, since I wasn't working today, it was, you know, there was really no excuse for me not to. But
It was great. I wish I could go on those walks more often, but usually in the mornings I'm getting ready for work, so it's just not really an option in my schedule at the moment. After I'm done finishing hemming the shirt, I want to address the wall behind the camera here. It's my desk wall in the studio. I redid that shelf, as you saw. My pegboard is finished, but the wall surrounding it is still bare and unfinished, and I'm tired of looking at it. And everything I want to hang up on the wall is behind me, either on the floor in my walking way or on my ironing board. It's just kind of a scattered, organized mess in here, and I really need to fix it because it's starting to overwhelm me because there's not really any space for me to put anything or to walk, so I want to do that today. What else? I got some shelves for below the window that's here in the studio because it gets really good light, but I currently have like a TV dinner table that you would set up in front of a couch, for example. I have that below the window, and it's just not very long, and it's really deep, and it has these like clunky legs below it, so I got a shelf to hang up right below the windowsill so I can put some plants there. I'm currently in my orchid era. Even when I was like super into plants back when I lived in Minnesota, I never had gotten orchids, but now I'm an orchid girl. I have 5 right now, and 2 of them I got last night. We went to Lowe's. Some more rare orchids available, so I picked those up. None of them are in bloom right now, so it just looks like I have some leafy plants, but love them all the same. So I want to make a little space for them, and then I also need to figure out what to do with the shelf here. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but I have tarantulas and a scorpion. They're all in these boxes here, in these cubes, and I want to turn the top shelf of the shelf, so like that upper part there, I want to turn that into like a little planty shelf. I got a grow light that I can put there, and I would like to just have some greenery behind me. I used to have a lot of plants back in the day, but I don't anymore, aside from the orchids and a hanging basket that I have in here that has a Hoya, and that into like a planty shelf. So I gotta like reorganize the shelves because it's right now it's like half spider, half books, and my collectible toys and things like that. So I need to make some more room for the 2 girls that are up here to go on these cubes, so that whole shelf is like clear. News, I finished my book yesterday morning, the one that I mentioned previously, Mary by Nat Cassidy. Finished that one. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, and I really liked it. I think the last time I touched base on it, I was maybe 2/3 of the way through and finished it. It got a little like silly at some point, like silly in a horror way, where it's really, it almost is like you don't want to watch but you can't look away, like it's kind of like that. So it definitely got to that point it did get to that point at one part or for a couple chapters, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I definitely would read more from Nat Cassidy. I think Mary, the main character, is going to stick with me for a really long time. She is just very relatable in a misunderstood way. Like if you're somebody that feels often misunderstood, or like you're not really cut from the same cloth of everybody else around you, then I think you'll find a lot of solace in her as a character. So I definitely would recommend it. I started The Starving Saints this morning. I've only read 10 pages, so as of now I have no opinions or comments on it, but I have started it. But yeah, I don't really know if I have that much else to talk about at the moment, so I'm just gonna cruise here and do this, and then I will check back in when we are more close to finishing, because I think I am like halfway done with the first set of stitches, so I will be here for a minute, I think. It has been some time later, and I am just finishing this up. It really wasn't too bad. I don't even know what time it is. 2 o'clock? Maybe it took me like 30 minutes to do this. I've just been watching some comfort YouTube videos, which, I love, and honestly was like such a main incentive for me wanting to make my own YouTube videos, because I love to just work on stuff and listen and watch and see what other people are up to and what they work on. And just listening to people talk about what's going on in their lives, and, you know, kind of like I was doing earlier, it just makes me feel like less alone in this uncertain place. So it's definitely as much for me as it is for, you know, anyone that's like watching this possibly. So if you hear rumblies or baby talk or dog toys squeaking, it is Emily and Zippy. They're downstairs having a movie afternoon, and I think I honestly might push my redecorating of the studio wall and those things till tomorrow, because I kind of want to hang out with them. Not kind of, I do want to hang out with them. So I might wrap this up and then go hang out with them for a little bit, and then pick up the camera again this evening when we go outside and grill. Oh my god, do you think I'm gonna run out of thread? I have I have that much to do and I have this much thread left. Let's see if we can make it last. I think we got it, y'all. I think we're gonna do it. Yes, the crowd goes wild. All right, so now I'm just gonna tie this off and we are done hemming my shirt. Ta-da! Oh, shoot, hold on. Let me make sure she's sitting right before I show her off, you know. This shirt length is much more appropriate for me, and it's something that I'll actually wear now. So I'm very excited, and it's kind of crazy how long we'll put something off that doesn't take more than just 30 minutes of time. Are they my neatest stitches? Absolutely not, but they are cute and hand sewn, and I'm glad I didn't trim anything off, because this hem is like nice and heavy, so it'll lay appropriate and it'll hopefully be a lot better fit for me. But now I want to stitch like on the collar and stuff up here. Not today, but maybe someday. We'll think about it. So as I mentioned, I want to go hang out with my wife and the pup. But before I do that, I'm going to process some fabric. I still have all that fabric that I showed you that I got last week sitting out, not sorted, not put in its permanent home. So that needs to go. I have this bin of fabric from the tarot mat that I was making, and I don't need any more fabric. So this can all go back into its appropriate cubby, and that wall of fabric, that rainbow fabric, is just a project for another day. I don't have it in me to even tackle that or even think about tackling that anytime soon, because it's definitely a little messy. I'm going to go process that fabric. I'm going to put it in its new home where it needs to go, and then I'm going to go hang out downstairs and spend some quality time with my family. So I will see you in the next clip. Guys, good morning. It is Saturday here, and I'm just doing a little check-in since I did not touch base after speaking to you yesterday. We ended up not grilling or really doing much of anything after I finished hemming that shirt. I kind of just hung out with Emily. I worked on editing some of my video. We ran a couple errands, and then we just, instead of grilling, had pizza because it was way too hot to think about running the grill outside for several hours, and then we watched a really good movie and went to bed. I'm here now. I'm ready to hit the ground running. I need to work on my YouTube banner, which I'm doing right now. I'm uploading my first YouTube video today. I uploaded it yesterday. Oh, I did that too. I didn't mention that, but I uploaded it yesterday, and it's currently scheduled to go out at 3:30. Before that, I want to take a new profile picture and work on this YouTube banner, which I don't think will take me very long, but I'm doing it now. I want to hang up the shelves that I got on my walls. I want to take off this shelf that doesn't really fit in anymore off my wall. And then after that, I would like to go plant shopping, because I would like to get a plant to put up here, because I did clear this off. I guess I did more than I am leading you on to believe. I cleared off this top shelf here, moved some spiders around, so they're in their new homes, but I want to get a plant for up there, and I want to repot some orchids that I got a couple days ago that I mentioned yesterday, I believe. As of now, those are all my tentative plans for the day, and I am going to take you along for all that I can. So with that being said, I just want to start on my YouTube banner, which at the moment it just is looking like this. This is my handwriting from a different post that I had made on my Instagram a few weeks ago. And the background is one of my quilts that I just finished, the one that I was speaking about in the last vlog. I'm gonna work on that, and then I will touch base with you after that is done. So, thanks. All right, now that that is done, I feel a lot better now that I have something to show for a YouTube banner. It's very simple, but I think it looks great for now. Next, I just wanted to show you the two shelves that I'm going to be hanging on this blank space on the left side of my pegboard, because I don't think I've shown you those yet, and I was waiting for them to come in when I was redoing my shelf in the first vlog. So I wanted to show you those real quick before I put them up. These two shelves come from the Minimalist Ceramist, and I believe she's taking a short break on Etsy right now, but I will go ahead and link her anyway because I love how these turned out. So I got two. This is the larger of the two of them. I just wanted some really, I just wanted a unique but simple, clean looking shelf for some of my tchotchkes. And then also I want to make a shrine out of the other smaller one that I'm going to show you in a second here. And these are just like a sand ceramic color. So that's the larger one. This is the smaller one that I want to turn into a little Mary shrine to have next to my desk, just for great spiritual vibes. And this is how they compare. So I'm going to have them kind of set up like, kind of like this, honestly, just on the wall, a little off center from one another, but balanced. I'm going to jump to going ahead and putting up these two small shelves, and then I think I'll try and take down this one that I don't want to have anymore. So I'm going to change the clip around, and yeah, let's just get this started. It has been some time later. I have had lunch and I actually went out and ran my errands to the garden store already, but this is what the studio wall is looking like. And I actually took a photo kind of in this angle with something in the foreground and this just being the background, and it looked awesome. So I'm really happy with it. And now that we're back from running that errand, I think what's gonna happen next is Emily and I are gonna go to the gym, gonna get our workout in. I haven't been to the gym in so long, but we finally got a new gym membership from our old one that we had discontinued. So no better time than the present and no excuse not to go. So I'm gonna go and do that. And then I think we'll come back and repot the plants I just got. I got two while I was out. And yeah, I think that's all that I have on the agenda for the rest of the day besides grilling and hanging out with Emily. We'll go ahead and show you the garden supply footage that I got. I didn't get that much inside of what I actually picked up, but It's beautiful on the outside, and they have a great selection of indoor plants, so it'll be a feast for the eyes nonetheless.
Hi vlog, happy Sunday. I'm so sorry to be checking in with you like this, but after I went to the gym yesterday, after Emily and I went, I came back and it was raining, so I couldn't plant things outside. So to myself, I was like, okay, I'll just replant them in the morning outside, it'll be great. And I would like to show you the outdoors right now, but it is raining again. So I think we're gonna have rain for the next like 10 days here, and that's just kind of how it is this time of the year in North Carolina. So I don't think I will be doing any planting outside anytime soon. I'm going to end this vlog here and then just restart the next vlog right after this. That's what you have to look forward to in the next vlog, I guess, is some replanting of plants, and 'tis the season to be doing so. I just installed my orchid shelf below my window in my office, or in my studio. I'm trying not to call it the office anymore. It's the studio. In my studio, and I love how it looks. It feels so good to get that TV dinner stand table thing off the floor and just have it all on the shelf. So I did that this morning. We went to Costco this morning, and I am a Costco lover, but I hate to go there. It's very overstimulating for me, but I braved through it. We were there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, so it was pretty quiet, which was nice. And now we're gonna go run another errand back to the plant store because there's a pot there that I didn't get yesterday that I want, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I'm gonna go get it and then do the planting things after we have some lunch. Yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate every view that I get, and I would love to interact with people in the comments. So if you have anything that you would like to ask or anything that you would like to comment on per se, go ahead and leave it below, and I would love to talk to you there. I've gotten some really sweet messages after I just posted my first vlog yesterday, and like seriously, every view means the world, and every pat on the back and congratulations means the world too. So it really is so special to me. I think that's where I'm gonna leave you off, and I will catch you in the next one. So thank you so much again. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.